Hello everyone and welcome to this next LM simulation video here on YouTube. So today we are back in, we are in the ATS Chat Moss route. So this is the Alan Thomson simulation Chat Moss route. I have just done a stream on this very recently actually. So a lot of people will be able to reference this to the stream. In the stream we did the class 323 scenario that comes with the route all the way from Liverpool all the way over to Manchester, and today we're only doing a small section of the route. I say a small section, quite a large section to be honest, and we are going all the way from one part of the route in Warrington, and we're taking it up all the way over through to Liverpool Lime Street on this Saturday only service. Anyway, so we'll go by the scenario. Good morning driver, set up your train and prepare for a 9:10 departure. Please see your brief for more information. So this video is going to be a little bit of a review, basically me contemplating and telling you all about what this scenario offers. So hopefully it should be a really good scenario. We'll be able to thoroughly enjoy this Saturday only service, which I've seen in real life myself. It is operated by class 319s in real life, so this is quite realistic. Let's get our train set up and go from there. So we need to set our train up. What we need to do is Shift W. Reset that, turn off the DRA because we don't need it on. Right, so 2 Foxtrot, 25 and 193. 5 and then 193 signal. Right, that's us set up. This train is guard operated, so is that Control R? Yeah, there you go. That makes that into guard operated. At the moment we've got our tail lights on. We can put on our headlights like normal. Don't need an 8 car, it's certainly not an 8 car. I don't think Northern have ever operated an 8 car class 319. I've never seen one. So just 4 cars. Presume that's something to do with the guarding situation with Northern. I did type in 193. Why did it not register? 193. Let's go. Wait, 2 Juliet 19. Oh, this GSMR is playing me for fools today. Right, we're 2 Foxtrot 25. How did that become 2? Oh, that's confusing, right. 2, come on. 2 Foxtrot 25 193. Okay, second time lucky. Get that all set up. I have to open the doors because it's guard operated, so we'll do just that. Is that going to work, or do I need to press T? Oh, I need to press T. Right, getting used to this. I'm not used to working in guard only. I'm DOO most of the time. That's what I'm used to. So anyway, let's have a quick look around Warrington while we're waiting here. So this is Warrington Bank Quay. I believe it's the same one from the missing link. Very nice route though, I must admit, with the factory over here. Which is very nice to see. I recognise it quite well because I've been to Warrington quite a few times. It used to be my local station up here, but isn't anymore. So I do recognise a lot of the assets and stuff like that. These are done really well. You know, you can see that everything's been sort of put into the route, and it looks fantastic. It really does. I think the level of detail in the route is really, certainly shows that it's worth getting. So this over here is a Costa in real life, but they're not going to use the Costa asset because they don't want anything to happen. They've also taken their own assets, as you can see here. Penalty fare signs are written up, you know, by the people, as in, you know, they're done. You've even got a nice little asset over here. Brian's Life, discounted life insurance for ex-rail workers. I'm certainly going to need that at some point. Anyway, it is a very nice station. I think it might have had some work done since it's been in missing link. It does look a little bit different. Might just be me though. Nice little 66 parks over here. Not sure why. I've never seen a 66 park in there in real life, but hey, it's nice to have a little bit of extra action. This station is covered by Apache Wi-Fi, bringing the impossible straight to your device. Oh my word! It's absolutely littered with fantastic little references here, there, and everywhere. Wow. Yeah, certainly. You can certainly tell it's had a bit of some comedy injected into the route. That is for sure. Looks fantastic though, and I must admit it does stand to reason that this is a very well worth route to get, especially if you are a subscriber of Alan Thomson Sim. You can get it for a discount. Certainly worth getting, that is for sure. So let's get our screenshot and get ready to rumble. Did I just lift that up? I don't know what that does. I think I lifted that up, which means it's not in operation, or it is in operation, one of the two. Anyway, everything's set up. We've got our destination set up, so that's fine. Just need to wait now for the guard to give us the go ahead. And this is guard operated in real life, so no issues there. I'll show you the route map while we're waiting. This is Warrington, the southernmost point of the route, pretty much. And then you've got the line up to Earlstown here. We're going to take a left towards Liverpool, which is over here, and Edge Hill, Shoebrook Sidings, down to Liverpool South Parkway here as well. We've also got Manchester, so you've got Piccadilly, Victoria, and Oxford Road, Deansgate. So yeah, quite comprehensive along the Chat Moss. Let's let go. I know the 319 isn't the loudest train in the world, but I'm hoping that you can hear it. Might just see if I can boost the game sound just a tad, just so that you get a bit more coming from the game. So off we go. So this service will be calling today Earlstown, St Helens Junction, Lee Green, Rainhill, Wiston, Huyton, Roby, Broad Green, Wavertree Technology Park, Edge Hill, and Liverpool Line Street. But yeah, we've got quite a few stops today. We are pretty much a stopping service, so that's what you should expect from this train. We're on the down slow, so we've got a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit as we depart. Let's have a look in the passenger view, which looks fantastic on the AP319. If you haven't got this, get it. Honestly, it's really, really worth getting, and you know, these look fantastic in real life. I'm not sure if the 769s have the same seating style as this, but I believe they do, because they're pretty much the same unit. Anyway, up we go to 60 miles an hour. On this route we'll be passing, sort of got the Dalham Freight Depot coming up here on the right hand side, as well as the Royal Mail Terminal at Warrington Bank Quay, which is the Warrington RMT. There's the 66 in the Dalham Freight sidings. So we speed across this route. Really feels like you're actually on this route in real life. I think the way that they've constructed it, you know, really feels good. So that's the Royal Mail Terminal. Usually filled with 325s, We've got these nice new signals as well that have been implemented into the route. They are Armstrong panels. They are an ATS specialty, Alan Thomson specialty. They do some fantastic work with the signals, I must admit. If you want, you know, high quality signals and stuff like that, these routes are the ones to get the assets from. Really, really nice work that they've gone to work with. Very realistic as well. Well, we're going up to 70 soon, so not to worry. Trying to maintain us around 60 miles an hour so that we don't end up late. If anybody watched my stream, I ended up quite late on that run, but then managed to make that the time, so it might be one of them ones. We end up late, but we can make the time back. You'll have to wait and see. Anyway, if you are looking for a full sort of run on the whole of the Chat Moss, go and check out my my Twitch channel, which at the moment is LM Trains. And I did a full stream, I think it was last night actually, on the Chat Moss using the Class 323. The included scenario comes with the route. This is also an included scenario that comes with the route. There are a few scenarios that come with the route, and there's plenty more available on the ATS site that have been made by third parties as well. We've really gone to town on this route. Nice class 68 scenarios as well, and I can think of a 67 scenario that I might be doing along this run as well. So onwards we go. Nearly at the junction now to turn off towards Earls Sound. If you follow the normal route, the West Coast Main Line, you end up towards Wigan. Nice line side signals here. There you go, we've got to 17. We have got Earls Sound coming up now, not too far, so I am going to monitor the speed. About a mile, so we're doing alright. So once we go towards Liverpool. 20 coming up now very shortly, so let's start slowing down for that. Approaching our first station point, which is Earlstown. Quite a sharp turn here around the curve. Always have to remind passengers when they alight here at Earlstown that there is quite a sharp curve around the platform, the curvature of the track, you see. Earlstown was a station that I wanted to highlight in my stream because it's one of those stations that it's been done really well in some aspects, and on the other aspects it hasn't, and it is the main reason why my overall score for this route went down quite a lot, unfortunately. It feels really good as you're approaching it, and then suddenly as you suddenly as you sort of part yourself here, I'll show you in a moment. Exactly what I'm talking about. Something that I haven't seen on any other sort of part of the route, which is odd, so. So this here, a bit of a kit bash that's been done together. As you can see, there's part of a house that's here and another part of the house that's here, and some random doors that empty out onto the platform. Not something I expected in this route, given the amount of custom assets that they put in. It looks unsightly and it looks awful, and it's certainly not something that I would want in a payware route. And also a road that just randomly ends. It's just, I didn't notice that in the stream, I must admit, but kind of got me a bit like, yeah, the overall score for the route went down when I saw that. I wasn't too happy. When you look at it from this angle though, and you've got Earlstown here, it looks quite nice, to be honest. You've got the nice yellow benches and everything. They use some really nice assets to be able to put it together, as well as the CCTV. Honestly, it is a fantastic route. It's just let down by little issues like that, and if they get rectified, honestly, you're looking at probably around a 9 out of 10 route, possibly even a 10. Really, really well done. It's just that if you're going to have issues like that, glaring issues like that, then obviously the score of the route is going to go down. So I'll explain the whole scoring system and how I did it when we get closer to Liverpool, like I did on the stream, just to allow you to have a look at whether you wanted to get this or not. You can get it over at the Alan Thomson Sim site, this whole route, so it should be available over there. It is a payware route, so you will have to pay for it. That is whether you're a subscriber or not. So even if you are a subscriber, you have to pay, but that being said, you do get a discount if you are a subscriber, so probably worth getting the subscription. It's only, I think it's 30 quid a year or something like that. I can't remember how much it is, but it's worth getting, that's for sure. And you get discounts on all the new routes and stuff, so. Anyway, here we are. This is Earlstown. We actually came here quite early. We're not due here till 9:18, and we arrived at 9:16, so we did quite well with that, actually, to be honest. Onwards now to St Helens Junction, and then Lee Green, Rainhill, Whiston, Huyton, Roby, Broad Green, Wavertree, Technology Park, Edge Hill, and Liverpool. So yeah, all stops. I don't think there is any stops that we skip on this one. I think we are all stops, so it'll be interesting. So we're right here at this part of the route here where the sort of route goes round. Didn't even notice that AI there. But we're going to be turning left and heading towards Liverpool this way. So it'll be interesting to see those for sure. One thing has to be said: there's not that much AI on this route, by the looks of it. Sadly, if I make a scenario, I tend to try and include absolutely as much as I physically can. Right, let's have a look-see as we depart. Onwards we go towards Liverpool now. And we've got a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit as we head down this sort of connecting line onto the. We're not actually on the Chat Moss yet, but still on the line from Warrington. We'll be crossing over shortly. There we are, crossing over now. It's got this nice little overhead line for the bridge, specifically designed for the bridge, as you can see. Very nice indeed. We've got 2.23 miles to St Helens Junction, so let's see what speeds we can get up to. It is a really nicely detailed route though. You know, you have a look over here, you can see the wonderful fields as well as some nicely detailed. It's also got a really good performance factor. So if you're looking for a performance friendly route, this is certainly the route for you. You know, for example, I'm getting you know, very good frame rate at the moment. I can't tell you exactly how much because I can't remember how to bring the frame rate up on the where it works, or Train Simulator as it's known. But yeah, getting a really good frame rate. There's no massive lag spikes or anything. I've got a pretty beefy PC, so it should be able to do it, and it is doing it wonderfully, so no issues there. Brilliant optimization. The line speed is 90 along here, so look around the cab. From all aspects, this route really looks the part, especially when you're driving it. Oh dear! Oh, that comes along really quickly. And look at that, St Helens Junction is certainly looking the part. A lot of Merseyrail branding along this route, which really adds to the feel to it, because I like the Merseyrail branding. The yellow sort of injects some sort of life into this route, that is for sure. I'm just glad it's not normal routes, you know, like normal. There you go, right on time. This is St Helens Junction. In terms of detail, really nice. Even like the ramps up to the platform, although they don't specifically match. I mean, you know, they've done a really good amount of detail. It's not perfect though. It's certainly not to the standard of Just Trains, who would ensure that would be you know, that ramp would meet. But it's done to a very high standard nonetheless. It's a pity because it really could be worth, you know, investment by second-party companies like Just Trains to be able to invest into a route like this if you're going to be able to include perfect detail, which they're not far off, to be honest. You know, this route is really, really well done. I keep saying it's a 9 out of 10 because there are rough edges here and there. Not something you'll find in a Just Trains route, which is a 10 out of 10 route. Right, onwards now to Lee Green, which is a mile away. We're not going to get up to that much speed, unfortunately, because it's only a mile, but we'll try our best. This is a bit of a stop-start service, this. Thoroughly enjoying it though, that is for sure. Just needs a little bit more AI. That's another reason why the score's not a 10. The provided scenarios are very, very basic. At the moment I've seen 2 bits of AI, and I've been driving the scenario for now 21 minutes. So yeah. In terms of AI, you've got two bits of AI for 20 minutes of driving. Whether that's prototypical, I don't know. I highly doubt it, given the nature of this line. It's a very busy line, even on a Saturday. But yeah, it seems to be a bit dead. This feels more like a Sunday. It really does. I struggle to believe that this is a Saturday. Ugh. There's Lee Green. Which we're approaching now. There you go. Those platform edges are low down and they meet the ends. So I don't know why they couldn't do that with St Helens Junction. That's a bit sad. There we go. This is Lee Green. So from a cab point of view, really feels the part of this route. You know, I love the detail and the Merseyrail feel to it. You know, I'd love for Alan Thomson Sim and the group of guys over there to be able to create a Merseyrail route, and then for us to have a 508 and stuff like that to drive on it, and a 507. That'd be really nice indeed. So you know, with all this yellow branding, they could really go far with that whole Merseyrail route. That would be incredible. Look at this, no AI. It's such a pity, honestly. The potential for these routes, you know, are really, you know, there's loads of potential. But honestly, I'm going to say this, I'm bored. There's not been much to keep me into this scenario apart from the constant stops. I think, I noticed when I first started the scenario, I don't have an East Midlands Railway reskin that was required in this scenario. So I won't put it down to the scenario creators as such. There's probably requirements I don't have that are hindering maybe a bit of AI, but then again, it's only one train, so or 1 or 2 trains. I can't imagine that East Midlands Railway would have such an issue. That being said, East Midlands Railway don't actually go down this route. They don't go down Chat Moss, they go down CLC via Warrington Central. So yeah, bizarre. Shouldn't be affecting anything going down this line, so my reasoning at this moment in time is south. 1.4 miles to Rain Hill, which is our next station calling point. think if I'm right, after Rainhill we then merge. Well, no, we got Whiston and then we merge with the line that comes from St Helens Central, I believe it is, and over towards Wigan. Might be a little bit of AI when we get there, that'd be nice. So, 0.8 miles to go. So, shut us off at 70. I like the detail to these crossings here, they're very nice indeed. Can't fault that, not at all. And the bridges. Where you've got the overhead wires and the bridge that goes across them. They've ensured that the overhead wires fit under the bridge. Really, really well done with that. You know, honestly, they've put a lot of effort into this route. It's just a pity that there are obviously rough edges that we found that, you know, could do with sharpening up. Perhaps that should have been done prior to release. So anyway, here we are. This is Rainhill. Lovely little station this. I do like the stations on this route. They're really nicely detailed in real life as well as in the game. So stop around here, that seems about right, just after the bridge. There we go, yeah, all 4 coaches are on the platform. 9:30, what we're doing? We're alright. We're about a minute late, sadly. Try and make back that time though as we progress along the route. Nice amount of scenery with regards to clutter as well. I always think that clutter makes the route really, because a route can look really bland if you just have a platform, a sign, and a lamppost, and that's it. But if you include a bit more clutter, it really brings the routes alive. You know, like ticket machines and whatnot. So maybe a help point. What they like to do into the Just Trains routes. Right, let's get going. Off we pop. I need to update this branding because Northern is now written in capital letters on these trains. Doesn't matter, it still looks the same. Anyway, next stop is Whiston, which is our final stop before we merge with the line from St Helens Central and upwards towards Wigan. That'd be nice if that was included in the route. St Helens Central is quite a nice station actually, how they've done it. So maybe there is perhaps room for expansion of this route in the future. I haven't heard of any, but certainly would be nice if we had some. So I'll get us up to 60 and then we'll coast. We have got a 1 in 151 gradient anyway, so it should be alright. Start braking. Nice little clutter on the side of the tracks there with cones and stuff like that. Really does bring the route alive. All they needed to do is maybe have an access point with some Network Rail staff sat there. That would be nice. It would be really nice if they could do stuff like that. But that's pushing it. Honestly, it's a really good route, and I'm not going to knock it. It is a really, really well developed route. So my overall opinion for this route is quite high, even though there are odd little issues here and there. But nitpicking is probably the word. If this route was perfect, there wouldn't be anything for train sim developers to do anymore. So. There we go, so that's Whiston, and we're still about a minute late, just under a minute late. We're getting all ticks all the way though, so we should be alright. And then Huyton, Roby, Broad Green, Waver Street at Orange Park, Edge Hill, and Liverpool Line Street. So they're even if you're only doing half of this route, You've still got a lot of stops to cover, that is for sure. So, nice cab lights. I like having the windows open though. It gives you a better sound of the motors when you're driving the 319. So if you ever want to increase the motor sounds on this, you can't technically do it using Shift M and Control M. It doesn't do anything, but you can just open the window. That seems to work. Do the trick. Oh, have I not done that right? Yeah. Can't draw power before you release the brakes. Doesn't work in this train, so. What I usually do is shove it into notch 2, gradually into notch 3, and then at 15, notch 4. That's how I like to think they do it in real life, but perhaps not. Perhaps they just shove it into notch 4 quicker. Anyway, next stop will be Huyton, which is where the line diverges with the main part of the route, main stem. We've got Class 802 Nova 1 Trans-Pennine Express unit heading towards us now. That's quite nice to see. Those Nova 1s, they don't appear to be going very fast, I must admit, down this route. I keep thinking that whenever they pass, they seem to be doing about 70 miles an hour, even though the line speed's about 90, so maybe it's just like relative, you know, how you look at stuff, it looks different when you're travelling at speed towards something. Looks like we might be able to make a fast pass, so let's have a look on this route, it'd be nice to see. Oh, there's a nice little crossing area here. Nice. It would be nice for guys over at Northern to operate these as more than just a 4-car unit. So that's the line that's just joined in there from St Helens Central and Wigan. This is Huyton. We're approaching now. Yeah, so as I was saying, it would be nice for the guys over at Northern to operate these as more than 4-car units. I've never seen a 319 operate as an 8-car with Northern. I've seen them in you know, empty coaching stock workings and stuff as 8 coaches, but I've never seen them in service as 8 coaches, sadly. So. There we go, should be fine there. So we merged with the line on the right hand side is the line that would have come in from Wigan. So all your Blackpool services to Liverpool Line Street and stuff like that, they all come in from there, and your Wigan services to Liverpool Line Street as well. Pity that nothing's due to come off that line and join us. That would have been nice, but oh well. Minimal AI by the looks of it. That's the theme of this scenario. Let's get going anyway. We are a little bit late, maybe about 25 seconds late. As I said, you tend to make that time on this route quite easily, so. So notch 2, gradually into notch 3. Wait till we get to 15. There we go. Onwards now towards Liverpool. Our next stop will be, where is it? Roby? Are we at Roby? Yeah, Roby. And Roby's not far away at all. So the max you can get up to between these two stations is 40, and then you just got to start braking basically. Some of the two closest stations that I've known up here, to be honest, is Roby and Huyton. I know on the CLC line there's a few, near the Trafford Park area, there's a few stations that do come along quite quickly. And there we are, that's Roby. And we're about 20 seconds late again. We should be alright though, as we get closer and closer towards Liverpool. There's a lot of, fair bit of AI there, nice to see. And we've got some more of the Drax wagons down here. These aren't Waterloo sidings, are used for storing crippled wagons. That's a huge amount of crippled wagons. Most of them get stored here at the track panel sidings. Well, crippled wagons and also, you know, stored wagons as well. Good for the biomass, Drax biomass wagons in this route. Up to notch 2. And then up to notch 3. Amazes me how slowly this thing accelerates. If you put it into notch 1, it barely moves. Notch 2, you're still barely moving. And then notch 3 is the only one you can really put it in to get it moving. And then notch 4 is just your final notch. So, as I say, the detail on this route still continues to impress. As soon as I got it, I had to drive it, and it was really well detailed, especially with the, you know, the houses and the bits and bobs. The fact that people have spent time manually putting these in and spending a lot of time putting the clutter in and the trackside objects as well as the trees. You know, it really shows you how much work goes into creating a route like this. So, go back now to 2 track now. Over to Broad Green. So we've only got now a couple of stations left: Broad Green, Wavertree, and then onwards to Edgehill, which is pretty much Liverpool there. So for Broad Green, I tend to knock it off at 60, and that's coast. We're pretty much near Broad Green now anyway, to be honest, so not that far between stations now. We are literally on the edge of Liverpool now, getting very much into Liverpool. By the time you get to Wavertree, that is effectively Liverpool from that point onwards, so. Ah, we've got 323, very nice. And I like this station here, this one, Broad Green, because there's a scaffolding company that's quite really crudely named, I think. Rudely named and crudely named, both the same thing, to be honest. And they have a nice sign up. You won't be able to see it because they haven't included it in this route. They have included one of the signs, but they haven't included the other one, sadly. Quite derogatory, to be honest, this scaffolding company, but hey, they've got a job to do, and they see some humour in it, don't they? So here we got them. This is why jump off at Edgehill when there's a climax at Broad Green, climax scaffolding, and they have a little sign up here that says climax scaffolding erection services, and I thought to myself, oh my word, really? Yeah, the less I said about that the better, to be honest. Oh, okay, that's interesting. They've used an asset to make it look like signs on a motorway. That is very interestingly used. Right, let's go. As we edge into Liverpool. quite close now, as you can tell. Wavertree's not too far away. On the right hand side you'll see a line that will diverge off to the right into a tunnel. So that line is the line from Liverpool Biomass Terminal that a lot of the trains, specifically the Seaforth trains and stuff like that go into the dock terminals at Liverpool, that have to avoid Tubrick because Tubrick's a siding and stuff like that. So a lot of those trains that operate by DB, they just go around this curve through the tunnel and out immediately. DB have a big contract at C4, you see, so I should be able to know the route off by hand from here on. I've done it quite a few times. Once I get to Edge Hill, I'll give you a full verdict of this route and whether you should get it and what the score is. So here we go, this is the crossover here, where the Seaforth trains would go across. And join this line here. And into the tunnel there. As we approach, this is Wavertree Technology Park. Now when the biomass trains pass here, they're still collecting speed, you see, because you've only just exited Tubrick, which is just up the top of the line here, so got your 4-car marker up here, you see, so that's where we're going to stop. Just a little bit before, just so I don't want to cover the AWS. That should do. So, by the looks of it, we are quite a bit late now, to be honest. A minute and a half late now. But as you can see here, yeah, you've got the line up to Bootle and stuff like that. So that's also where the trains go when they deliver the Class 777 units. So that line up there. So it goes up to Kirkdale and various other places. So you'll be able to see Tubrick on the right hand side in a moment, where they stable all the locomotives and stop. Next stop is Edge Hill, and we are pretty much in Liverpool now. This is Liverpool itself. You've got Edge Hill Depot on the left hand side, but you won't be able to see that much of it because we're on the Chat Moss. 755 there and number 66729. All the Trax wagons as well, nice to see. Stopping at Edge Hill, which is coming up very shortly. Just want to get up to speed. There we go, that would do. So we have loads of GBRF branding here. They've got GBRF signs and stuff like that, and siding equipment and stuff. Very heavily GBRF branded. It'd just be nice to see some of that branding incorporated into the route. Of course, I understand if they didn't want to do it due to licensing, but up to them. Also got that platform issue here at Edge Hill as well, with the platform that isn't properly done, sadly. There we go. That is Edge Hill. Now we're on the final neck into Liverpool. And there's Liverpool Line Street there, which you'll be able to see in all its glory next. So, ATS Chat Moss, what do I think? It is a very, very well developed route. It's had a lot of time put into it, a lot of effort put into it, and it's certainly come up trumps. We have reports of a point failure on the fast lines out of Liverpool. Everything will be coming out of the slows and will be held until you're passing into the station. Okay, no problem. I do think it's worth getting. I think it's a fantastic route in its own right, and it definitely covers something that we've had missing in the game for a long time, which is the Chat Moss route. We've always complained that it's not there, that it's missing, that it's a core section of the Liverpool to Manchester route that we haven't got. We do finally have it now, and it is really worth getting. If you do want to have that scenario possibility, I'm going to be creating my own scenarios for it. First of all, the Class 67, so do keep an eye out for that. That will be in the not too distant future, one hopes. But yeah, I'm going to give it, as I said on the stream, a solid 6 to 7 out of 10. Obviously there are rough edges and issues that need to be addressed, such as kit bashing that shouldn't really be done in a route where you're going to have to be paying upwards of over £10 for it. You're going to be expected to shell out that sort of money, regardless of whether you have a subscription or not. It's over £10, then that means obviously you expect there to be better work done on that. So I wouldn't expect kit bashing in a Dovetail Games route, and if I did, I would never ever have shop from them again. But to be honest, it is a really worthwhile route to get. It's available over at the Alan Thomson Sims sites. I'm just going to be able to confirm with you the exact pricing for it at the moment. Pendolino there. So at the moment it's available for $14.99 as the subscription price, or $24.99 as the standard price. So they are selling it for the same price as the Dovetail Games route if you don't have a subscription. With that being said, it has got kit bashing in it, so that's just one of the things you've got to bear in mind. I don't think it takes anything away from the route. I think it's worthwhile to get regardless. So I'll let you be the judge of that. But it is available over at the Alan Thomson Sim site. I will provide a link to it in the description below, so keep an eye on that. And obviously, hopefully you'll be able to get a scenario of my own out on this route in the not too distant future. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you have enjoyed this video with myself, LM Simulation, here on YouTube. I'll be back as soon as I possibly can with a new, a new scenario, a new route. Probably going over to the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 387 pack, which I aim to do in a stream next week. I'm also aiming to do a video on it as well, so do keep an eye out for that. That will probably be my next venture, will be the Armstrong Powerhouse 387 pack, so keep an eye out for that. Also Rush Hour news. Once Rush Hour is ironed out and all the issues are settled and the dust is settled and they've released all of the routes that they intended to release, which they haven't done so far, I will be getting it and I'll be doing a full review on it and a full series of videos on it. So do keep an eye out for Rush Hour, which is going to be a big feature on this channel as and when it is released. Keep an eye out also on my stream schedule, because I'll be hoping to do a stream on Rush Hour once everything's settled. Anyway, so that's me, LM Simulation. Do hope you have enjoyed this video as we approach the wonderfulness that is Liverpool Line Street here. And I'll certainly be back in the next video here on YouTube. So I'll leave you with the wonderful sounds of the Class 319 and the gorgeous station that is Liverpool Line Street now that it's been absolutely renovated and brought up to standard. There it goes, that 802 is off. Nice to see. Anyway, thank you for watching, take care, ta-ra, and I'll see you in the next video here on LM Simulation. All the best, and ta-ra.